Okay, just picture this for a second. You're at your desk, you're about to start on a huge project, but then you just watch as an AI agent drafts this flawless quarterly report. It analyzes all the market trends, and it even suggests optimizations you hadn't even thought of. And that whole futuristic idea, well, it's not the future. It's happening right now, and it's changing, well, everything. So you're watching this happen, and you've got this incredible mix of just awe and, let's be honest, a little bit of dread. Right? Your company's been throwing around phrases like efficiency gains, and suddenly that phrase feels very, very personal. And it's a feeling that is just rippling through offices everywhere. And that, of course, leads to the big, unavoidable question that is staring all of us right in the face. If the machines can do the job faster, maybe even better, then what is our role? What are we for? And this isn't just about a task, it's about our value. It is the central challenge of this whole new era. All right, so to really get a handle on what's happening, we need to move past that gut feeling of anxiety and just look at the hard data. Because the scale of this disruption, it's something we can actually measure. And the numbers, well, they don't lie. Let's start with the sheer scale of it all. According to analysts at Goldman Sachs, we're talking about up to 300 million full-time jobs worldwide that could be directly affected by AI automation. I mean, that's not a small shift. That is a global transformation. And if we zoom in a bit, for those of us in advanced economies like the US or in Europe, the IMF estimates that AI is going to impact a staggering 60% of all jobs. Now, impact is a tricky word. It could mean displacement, sure, but it could also mean enhancement. Either way, one thing is for certain, your job is going to change. And the data is already showing us who's getting hit first. It's younger workers. Research from Stanford found a 16% relative drop in employment for people aged 22 to 25 in fields that are really exposed to AI. Think about that. Those entry-level roles, the very jobs that you use to build a career, they're being squeezed or just eliminated first. Yeah, you don't really get much more direct than that, do you? This quote from Andrew Yang just perfectly captures the urgency that a lot of experts are feeling. He's warning that millions of white-collar professional jobs could be automated away in the very, very near future, completely reshaping our workforce as we know it. But here's where it gets a little more complicated. Not all of these AI-related layoffs are exactly what they seem. We're seeing a lot of what analysts are calling AI washing. This is when companies make cuts based on the promise of what AI might do tomorrow, not necessarily what it's capable of doing today. It's a strategic move, and it really complicates the whole story.
Okay, but it is not all doom and gloom, not even close. With every great disruption, there comes an equally great opportunity. So let's flip this around and explore the bright side of this whole AI transition.
And this right here shows you the shift perfectly. You see the routine cognitive tasks, data entry, basic research, those are being automated. But in their place, all these new, uniquely human roles are starting to pop up. We're moving from doing the work to directing the work. We're becoming prompt orchestrators who craft the perfect instructions for an AI, or human AI interaction designers who make these powerful tools actually usable for everyone. And yeah, there's a huge financial incentive to make this leap. A recent analysis by PwC found that jobs requiring AI skills, well, they come with a massive 56% wage premium. The market is basically screaming for people who can bridge that gap between human insight and machine intelligence.
But what about the net effect? I mean, are we losing more than we're gaining? Well, here's the really good news. While millions of jobs will be displaced, the World Economic Forum projects that even more will be created. We're talking a net gain of 78 million jobs globally by the end of the decade. The pie is actually getting bigger, not smaller.
So if the jobs themselves are changing and new ones are being created, what does all that mean for us, on a personal level? This takes us beyond salary and job titles and into a much deeper question. It's the question of purpose. You've probably seen posts like this floating around, and man, does it hit home. It just perfectly captures this huge existential opportunity we have. For decades, so many of our identities have been tied to our productivity. And by automating that grind, AI is freeing up our time and forcing us to look for value in other places, in the complex problems we can solve, the art we can create, the connections we can build. So what gives our days meaning? I mean, it's a question we all have to answer for ourselves now. For so long, our jobs have given us structure, community, a sense of self-worth. If that structure changes, we have to consciously build new foundations for a meaningful life. What's that going to look like for you? Look, this can all feel pretty overwhelming. I get it. But it doesn't have to be. Let's break this all down into an actual strategy, a clear playbook you can use to navigate the AI era and come out on top. All right, here it is, your playbook. 4 clear steps. Step 1, master AI as a partner. Don't fight it, learn to work with it. 2, actively hunt for those new hybrid roles where human and machine collaborate. 3, double down on the skills that machines just can't replicate: your creativity, your critical thinking, your empathy. And finally, number 4, use your voice. Demand investment in retraining and reskilling from both companies and governments. Ultimately, our future, it's not set in stone. The data really points to 3 potential scenarios. The optimistic path, that leads to more jobs and a renaissance of human creativity. The pessimistic one, that sees mass displacement and a crisis of meaning. Which path we take depends entirely on the choices that we make, all of us, together, starting right now. So at the end of the day, it all comes down to this. The machines are here. They are here to handle the tedium, the repetitive tasks, the grind. They're freeing us up. And that means the real work, the human work, is just beginning. The question is no longer, what will you do for a living? The question now is, what purpose will you claim for your life?